Well, welcome, Ms. Flores. We're glad to have you here at Lincoln Middle School, and we're so excited to have you here. I know that Principal Washington was able to give you a tour of the campus, so you're able to see the culture and meet some of the teachers here, so that way you can kind of get acclimated to our environment here. Do you have any concerns so far, or I want to let you know I'm here to provide support for you, or
How do you go about with parent involvement?
so what we like to do is provide support with our teachers, especially if they have a concern with a parent. Our biggest thing is making sure that you have a good relationship with your parents. So our initial step is to make sure that we establish some type of communication, where that's contact them over the phone, but we really like face-to-face conferences. So what we can do is come in during your first conference and model that with you, and we can actually probably do a role playing before you do your first conference. And then if there's any conferences after that that you have concern with, then we're more than welcome to come in and support you.
Do you have anything to support parents that may need support?
Yeah, so any of our students, especially my focus is with literacy, and anytime we have a student that's reading below grade level, we like to provide different sessions where parents can come in and actually get the same type of support that we're providing. So showing them what we do in our guided reading blog, making sure that they know that there are resources that we can provide for them so they can use that at home. And then we also have some online programs, so if they do have access to a computer, or if they have access to a library, local library, then they can use those online resources as well. But I love the fact that you want to get our parents involved, because that's very critical to the learning of the students and make sure that they continue to grow.
Right. Principal Washington made certain that I understood that it's the community, it's the village.
Exactly.
And that she said she draws a lot of the, excuse me, businesses that would like to come and sponsor the schools. And she also asked if I had new mentors from different organizations, because she said about the debate team. And I told her I went to Texas Southern, and that some of the debate team could come, and she said yes, to mentor, that would be fine, but of course they have to be cleared, which I understand. Safety first. And I did see how, when you open the building, it's like double doors. So, and she assured me that there were police officers all throughout, in the morning and in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So I do like that. And that was just one thing that I didn't really get to talk to her about, was the parent involvement and how you guys kind of incorporate that into the whole organization.
Exactly. Yes, Principal Washington is very good about communicating what's going on our campus to the community, and also make sure that they do know that it's a warm and inviting culture here, to make sure that they know that they could come in, not just the resources that's academic, but any type of social emotional concerns that we address on our campus as well for our scholars.
Do you have counselors on campus?
We do have counselors on campus. So as a teacher, it's very important that if you notice something, that you do provide that information to the counselor, so that way they can respond immediately to help address any issues or provide support for that student or the family.
Okay. How often do you have problems with bullying? Because that is a concern in nationwide, what's going on.
It is. I think that for us, it's about the culture that you create on the campus, and I think that we have a strong culture here to where we try to eliminate the bullying, but of course, if it does occur, we empower our teachers to have better or good relationships with the kids, to where that the scholars feel comfortable in informing them of what's going on, because not all bullying takes place in front of a teacher. So
Right.
you never know where those incidents take place, but we want to make sure that scholars feel comfortable to speak up, so that way we can address it. And our counselor does a great job of stepping in and not just working with that scholar, but also as the classroom. So it's about creating that classroom culture to where they feel comfortable to speak up. But
Okay.
good question, yes.
What about your special needs demographic? I mean, is there a particular program you use for those students that need special
We do.
attention?
So for our special populations, we do have teachers that are here to provide support for our special education population, our 504 population, but we also provide support with teachers in uh, our weekly planning time to try to figure out how we can address those particular needs.
Oh, okay.
So it's intervention is not just something that's placed on their shoulders as far as our support staff, but we also want to make sure that we provide support in the classroom as well. So make sure that we differentiate the lessons to address those needs of all scholars. And even with, I mentioned special populations, but even our GT students as well. We want to make sure that we continue to push them to go above and beyond where they're at.
That would be the AP student.
Correct, your AP
Okay.
students.
Okay.
Correct.
Was Principal Washington around? Is there
I'm not
anything
sure.
else
Let
you
me see
wanted
if
to
I can get her. So,
talk?
I'm here.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yes. Hi, I'm so glad you were able to talk to our new teacher today.
yes, we were able
Yes.
to address some of the questions that she had. Lovely questions in regards to parent involvement, but then also just with the focus on our students.
Right.
So it was a great time meeting with Ms. Brooks.
Yes, yes, the conversation we had earlier, before I brought her on the tour of the campus, I mentioned to her about our data here and some of the things that we were planning on implementing this school year, adding the additional labs to the 8th grade wing for intervention. You know, looking at our numbers, we saw last year where those students were coming from 7th grade and they had those struggles in reading as well as writing. So adding those advanced intervention labs to help us assist the students here at Lincoln Middle is a plus. That's one of the things that we're strongly working on, and Ms. Barnes is our reading specialist here for this campus. She also works at one other campus, but she's really with us for the most part, and we appreciate having her here at Lincoln Middle School. She has been a treasure to have and a treat for our teachers. Very, very supportive. She will be here to guide you the whole time, as well as myself and my leadership team. So whenever you feel that you need any additional resources or you're feeling short of support, you know where to find us, okay? So once again, like I said earlier, in the building, we have pods. So in those pods, you have an AP to each pod, assigned to each pod. You also have a counselor in each pod. So you won't have to go far to find anyone because they're already within your pod. I want to say next week will be the in-services for teachers coming back for the school year. As we get into next week, you guys will get an agenda emailed to you about what's the expectations, what we're going to cover going into the new school year. And at that point, if you have any questions about what we're going to talk about and discuss, please feel free to email me, my specialist here, the APs, anyone that you need to talk to, or you have any specific questions before we start, please get back with us on that. I want to thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate everything, and I know you will be a great asset, and I've said that several times today, because your interview was phenomenal, and I enjoyed that interview with you. You have so much to offer, and coming from your last place of business, you were spoken highly of, and we look forward to having you here at Lincoln Middle this year and reassuring us that our students need you and we need you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
You're excited.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and walk you out to the front.
Okay.
As we walk out to the front, if you come up with any questions, let me know.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
Talk about it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes, for coming. Okay, thank you. So I told Ms. Wiggins that we're going to meet as a department next week and talk about some of the things that we need to do coming into the school year for those different blocks, the ELA blocks, you know, being that the district has now mandated new time for us to have those blocks. We need to look at what we're going to do within those blocks so that we can support the teachers and see about meeting with them and for them to understand what needs to take place within those blocks. Yes. Okay, so you love the school?
I really do.
Everything is what you were expecting?
Everything.
Everything. Great. Yes, and we're excited to have you. Yes, yes, we are. Okay. So here's the front of the school. When you come in the morning, this is where you come. This office here is where you will sign in. This is the reception area. Okay? And as you sign in, you all have at least, I want to say 20 minutes before you have to pick up your students.
Okay.
And when you pick up your students, you're going to meet in the cafeteria.
Okay.
Each grade level is assigned by colors. So you have your 6th grade, 7 and 8, and then we ask the teachers to come in the morning and retrieve those students, and then they hit to their first period.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
But I will be sending you an agenda for that.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank you.
again. Okay,
Thank you.
have a great day.